Welcome to this How to Create a Badass Vision Board and Upgrade Your Life workshop. So thank you for being here. I'm really excited to share this with you. This is something that I've been doing for many years now. Actually, possibly 7 or 8 years. When I first read the book Ask and It Is Given, and I was mind blown. So it's kind of the book that The Secret is based on, and it absolutely blew my mind that we are all powerful creators, and it's our choice if we want to intentionally create our future or not, essentially. So we are all master manifestors. This is one thing that we all have to realize immediately. So what does that mean? Well, everybody is creating. I don't even want to say good or bad. Everybody is constantly creating. So what we're doing here is almost like a game of darts. So imagine if we're just throwing darts and we're trying to hit the bullseye, but there is no dartboard. So what we're doing is we're creating the dartboard or the vision, and when we throw the darts, we know exactly where the bullseye is and we're much more likely to hit it. So that's my little manifesting analogy right there. So first thing, why is it a good reason to create a vision board? Well, following on from what I just said, if we don't know what our vision is and we don't know where we're going, how are we going to hit it? And a lot of people go through life, and I definitely used to be one of them, just kind of taking whatever is given, whatever opportunities are given. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. Oh thanks. Yeah, that's good. And you just kind of breeze through life, and yeah, it can be pleasant. But we're not like, what's the word? We're not intentional. And anything we do with intention is much more powerful, much more healing, much more energy efficient. Yeah, so we're being energy efficient manifestors. So a few examples of things that I have manifested. There's a couple of noises going on in the background. So the very first vision board that I created, I remember I was modeling at the time and I was desperate for my own home. I'd been renting apartments, like white boxes in different cities for many years, which was fun. But I was desperate for walls, my own space, something to make my own. And so I was sat in my friend Kim's lounge or kitchen, and we decided we'd make vision boards. And so what we did was we did it old school style and cut and stuck bits of magazines out and put them onto a piece of cardboard, which is absolutely a great way to do a vision board still. And I'd cut out lots of pictures of houses, and the one that I chose, it's basically a case of which house feels the most right. So you can ask yourself that question, does this feel right? And if it's like, yes, put it on your vision board. If it's like, maybe, then maybe just leave it to one side. And if it's like, oh no, then of course don't put that on your vision board. We never put anything on a vision board that we don't want to draw into our lives. Rule number 1. Okay, so in terms of the house, I then went on a year later to start looking for it, not even a year later, a few months later to start looking at houses. And I looked at a few and they weren't just quite right. And then I gave up the search because it was Christmas. And at that time, I'd kind of made friends with a few estate agents, as you do when you're looking for a house. And they sent me a message and they were like, Gina, there's this house come on the market. It's not even up on the website yet, but we think you'll really like it. It's actually got nothing that you've asked for. It was supposed to be 3 bedrooms. It only had 2. It was supposed to have an open plan kitchen. It didn't. But they were like, I feel like you're going to like it. They sent me the pictures and I was like, oh, yeah. Went to see it. And even on the way to go to see the house, I knew I was going to buy it. I knew. You know when you just have that feeling like, yeah, I'm going to buy this. Like when you go on a date and you're like, yes, or I'm not going to like him or her. So I turned up and I drove down the road and I was like, yeah, whatever the house is at the end of this road is going to be my house. And I went in and I walked up the path and I was like, yep. And when I got there was actually 5 people viewing the house and it wasn't even up yet for sale. And actually what happened was most of the people even offered more than the asking price. It's a really desirable little neighbourhood in Manchester. And it's like in the middle of a park and it's so cute and beautiful on a cobbled street. And I was like, this is my house. Yeah, this is my house. So I went home and I put in my offer and my offer got accepted and I hadn't even offered as much as other people. But I was fully aligned. I'd already moved into this house. So in my mind, I'd gone home. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be unpacking my dressing table, putting all my jewelry out on that little bit. And then there's a fireplace in the bedroom. And I was thinking about all my crystals and like this Mandela picture that I have. And I was thinking of, oh, I better buy some bedding because I'm moving into my house. And I'm going to have my house soon. So I'm going to need like a new sign. And I'm going to need this like eco-friendly light in the driveway. And I'd moved in. I'd actually moved in my head. So I manifested this house. And it was actually only when I moved in and my friend Kim came to visit me that she was like, oh my God, this is the house from your vision board. And when I looked at it, and I should probably post this somewhere with this video, the picture that I'd posted, it was actually a house in Dalston in Shoreditch, well, London. And it was like a very cute little cottagey looking house. It had like roses outside. It had a bench at the window. Had like old school like window pane, like lots of window panes in the window, all like crisscrossed. Wooden door, like and path up and a cobbled street. And my house is exactly that. And there was 7 or 8 houses that I had pictures cut out of, but that was the one I chose. And without even really realizing, of course, subconsciously, I'd been looking at this vision board every day, I manifested pretty much the exact house. So there you go. Okay, so what else? What else have I manifested? Love. So, as you know, if you've been following me for a while, I'm a self-love coach and I'm obsessed with manifesting. And I also have a course called Manifesting Self-Love. And love, not just self-love, all love, manifesting love. So I'll tell you this story really quickly and then we'll get on to the content. So when I was in my early 20s, I did not know how to love. I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to love other people. I would go on a million dates and I would keep them all this far away. Don't come near me because I don't know how to love yet. That's basically what I was saying. But I was desperately seeking love, which made no sense. So I was conflicted. And I had to work through all my inner work and find self-love or remember self-love, because we're all born as babies with self-love. We don't really have babies that are like, I'm not good enough, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly. They're just like, I'm a baby. So I had to remember self-love, and in doing that, I realized that I'm completely whole without any validation, without any love from anybody else. Of course, as soon as you make that realization, you're a magnet to love. And I remember I talk about it in all my courses and with all my one-to-one clients. I call it an infinite 888 moment. It's when everything clicks. So when we do a lot of personal development, we learn it all intellectually, and then one day it all drops into the body and you're like, Gina, I got it. I got it. This is the infinite 888 moment. And I had this moment on a beach in Goa, in Agonda, Goa. And I just sat there and I was like, oh, I don't need anything from anyone. I don't need to change anything about myself. I don't need to upgrade anything. I don't need to have a better body. I don't need to tone anything else. I don't need someone to be there telling me they love me to feel love. I don't need anything from anyone, although of course it's nice, because I have it all inside already. And you'll hear people say this many times, like, we have all the answers inside. And before I got that, I used to think that was so annoying. And it is so annoying until you get it. But when you get it, you're like, I get it now. So this Infinite 8 moment is something we can all manifest. And I can help you do that if you want to get in touch. And when I did this, I then also manifested this amazing love into my life, and in the form of a man. And he was on my vision board for many, many years. And actually, I recently went back to England. I'm in Bali, by the way. Welcome to Bali. And I went back to England, and my mum gave me a whole bunch of work notebooks from my past. I keep all my notebooks. And I was just flicking through them as you do, looking at all my old thoughts and comments. And basically there was like lists and lists and lists of what I want in a guy, what I don't want in a guy. And I didn't really get it at that time. It would be like, I want blonde hair, I want this, I want that. And then when I was in India, I realized, actually, I just want the match of me. Like, I want a guy who makes me feel how I can make myself feel. Love, from like a really healthy version of love. I want to like talk, have these deep conversations. I want to be aligned in like the things that we want to do, be healthy and travel and all these kind of things. And that is exactly what I got. So he was on my vision board, and the more I thought about the emotions that I would feel around him and how he would feel around me, and when I manifested that, that's when it all clicked into place. So on a vision board, of course, you can just put the hot guy, but you want to be thinking about how that guy will make you feel. Okay, so other things that I have manifested are, well, this house. You can't see much of it now, but I'm in Bali, in Ubud in Bali, and I was searching for a house, and I was very specific. I wanted an outdoor shower, which I have down there. I wanted a big infinity pool, which I have down there. I wanted this incredible view of jungle, nature sounds. I wanted like big bathtub with a nice view. And I had all these elements on my vision board, and I looked at 30 houses, and they were all, well, some of them were nice. Most of them were really nice. But as soon as I saw this one, I was like, yep, I'll take it. And I knew it was going to be mine because it was on my vision board. Okay, so I manifested that. And what else? Oh, so my Ibiza retreat, which is going to be in a few weeks, I had on my vision board, I had a villa. I was like, oh yeah, this villa feels like it's happening. It feels right. I had on my vision board a sold out retreat in Ibiza in April 2018 with 12 guests, all incredible women that I'm so aligned with, soul sisters, and I was talking about it like it was already done on my vision board. And it's not done yet. I've not been to the retreat. However, it is sold out. I'm in the villa that I had on my vision board. So the one villa that I had screenshotted and put on my vision board was the actual villa that I ended up booking, but I didn't even know it until someone pointed it out. I was like, oh my God, happens again. So you don't have to know how you're going to manifest these things. They just manifest for you. Are we still videoing? Yes, we are. Okay, so 3 mistakes that happen when people create a vision board. And you may have heard this, vision boards don't work. And yes, that can be the hard, cold truth. But it doesn't have to be that way. So if you create a vision board or a vision list or a vision video, vision videos are really cool at the moment. You can just create like a slideshow and play it to yourself before you go to sleep and go into your subconscious mind. If you look at your vision board and you feel negative, if you look at your vision board and you feel like, oh, that was really fun, but I'm never going to get any of it. If you look at your vision board and you're just like, this is so overwhelming, I'm not worthy enough to have these things. And this is common stuff that clients of mine say to me. And my advice there is to go back, adjust it, and create the vision board that makes you feel fantastic. So what we want to do is we want to cultivate this feeling in the belly. So I want you to think now about the last time you were really, really excited about something. I'm going to think as well. Okay, so last time I was really, really excited was last week when I stayed up till 4 a.m. and I scored tickets to Burning Man. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Burning Man Festival. I went last year. It was literally the best money I've ever spent. Flying to America and going on like a 9-day pilgrimage into a art exhibition in the desert with a kind of festival feel, and you get dressed up and it's absolutely bonkers. And it's transformational. And I had it on my vision board for 7 years before I got to go. But it wasn't because I couldn't manifest it. I actually did manifest it a few times. I had tickets and flights, but it just wasn't the right time. So one time I had tickets and flights, and then my grandma died, so I didn't want to go. And then another time I was going, and it just wasn't aligned. I was going with some friends that weren't like-minded, and the universe just made it so I couldn't go, and I ended up having to work. And last year I ended up going. So this year I really wanted to go again because it was so magical and transformational. And so I had it on my vision board. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I got tickets for Burning Man, pictures of me there last year. It's totally doable. And yeah, I got them, and it made me feel so excited. So when I even think of that now, I start to feel like tingling in the belly, like energy kind of rushing up and down. So I want you to think of something that made you feel really excited, and try to cultivate that feeling in the belly. That feeling in the belly is what we manifest out of. Excitement, joy, passion, that is manifesting in its entirety. So anytime we feel that sinking, like, oh, I'm never going to get it, that's anti-manifesting or negative manifesting. We're manifesting heaviness and stuckness and not getting what we want. So be really, really aware when you're doing anything to do with manifesting how it makes you feel. If it doesn't make you feel good, go back, adjust it for something that does. If you can't find anything that makes you feel good for that specific thing, leave it off. It's better to leave it off your vision board than to negatively manifest. We don't want that. Also, another note is when you create a vision board, make it so that you can edit it. Because one week you might want roses delivered to your door, an Audi TT, and champagne and sushi on the Eiffel Tower. And the next week you might want to be barefoot in Bali, wearing a bikini, throwing yourself in the sea with Bali hair. You know, we're emotional beings and we want different things. And we have to manifest carefully because we get what we ask for. Okay, so I did say I was going to tell you 3 mistakes, and then I went off on a tangent. So the 3 mistakes that I most commonly see when people create vision boards are number 1, being very, very attached to the outcome. So what this means is when I first started to manifest, I would put something on my vision board, and I'd be like, oh my God, I feel so good about that. I have the feeling, the tingly feeling. And then I'd be like, but it's not come yet. It's not come yet. It's not come. Oh my God, it's not even come. Oh God. And like also feeling like if I don't get that, my life is not whole. This is the killer. So being attached to the outcome. So what we need to do is ask, and almost like an Amazon order. So when you ask for something on Amazon, you type it in, I would like a yoga mat, an eco-friendly yoga mat, and I would like Lululemon yoga pants, and I would like Gina Swire's new self-love book, which is coming, and I would like da-da-da. And you place your order, and you pay your money, and you never really think about it again, because you know within maybe even one day or 3 days or 7 days, it will be at your door, in your possession, you will have it. And so it's not like every day you're ringing Amazon going, have you got my order yet? Have you got it? Have you got it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it coming yet? Is it coming? No. We don't do that. We just sit back and we just wait for it to come. And we just know it's going to come. And that is how we want to feel. We want to cosmically order exactly what we want, be very specific, and wait for it. And so this is being non-attached to the outcome. And if it doesn't happen, we know that it's all in divine timing for a start. So like if we manifested everything that we asked for tomorrow, we would be in chaos. Do you agree? Because on my vision board, I have babies, I have grandbabies, I have being in Mexico, India, I have LA on my vision board, I have buying an apartment in LA, I have, what else have I got on there? I have numerous men. I have many meals in many amazing places. I have many experiences. I have my book. I have my book tour. If that all manifested tomorrow, I would be screwed. I'd be completely screwed. So we don't even want that. That's not what we want. We want it to all manifest, all in divine timing, and that's exactly what it does. My notes keep going off. So, yes, so being unattached from the outcome and knowing that whatever is meant for you, trusting the universe and knowing you can have whatever you wish for, as long as you really want it. So what happens is the universe almost kind of tests you. So it's like, oh, do you want this? Okay, Gina Swire is asking for a trip to LA. And then a month later, I'm asking for it again. She's asking for a trip to LA. A month later, she still wants a trip to LA. And it's almost like the universe is listening, and eventually that will manifest exactly in the perfect time because I keep wanting it. It's like, what's the word? It's consistent. However, if I just try to manifest it one time and then leave it, I'm not putting a lot of energy into that. So my vibration isn't probably not going to match and I'm probably not going to get it. So if you really want something, keep asking for something. Okay, so number 2 is not believing it's possible. So I touched on this before. Numero 2, not believing that something is possible. And this is, we'll know if we think it's possible by how we feel. So this is not to say that you have to know how it is going to manifest. So for example, I have got no freaking idea how I'm going to live in LA, I'm going to work from there, I'm going to marry someone from there, I'm going to, I don't have to know that. I just leave that to the universe. I just know that would be really cool. And that's it. And other things. So, I should have brought my angel wing kimono out. Maybe I'll bring it out at the end. So I have an angel wing kimono. It's beautiful. It's hand painted in Bali, and they're actually $300. And I'd seen these angel wing kimonos in a few different shops, and I thought I'd really like one of those. But I don't really want to spend $300 on it. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know if the paint's going to wash off it. Like, it's in cream, so I don't know how. Bali's like really dusty and dirty, and maybe I'll lose it. And I just thought, I'm not spending $300 on it. But I really liked it, so I was like, I'm going to add it to my vision board. So I did, and I went on the website, and this is the key. I went onto the website, and I had a really, really good look through. It's called Angels of the Divine or something like that. And they had like 12 different wing painting options. They had 3 different lengths. They had all different colors. And I chose exactly which one with which combination I would most like to have. And I placed it on a screenshot on my vision board. And the same day, I got a phone call from a lady who I've modeled for before. And she owns a pajama company, and the pajamas are actually made in the same factory as the angel wing kimonos, but I didn't know that. And the lady who owned the factory had said, oh, I want to give you a gift and some pajamas to kind of, show to your friends and see if they want to buy them. And you'll get a gift as well. So I went to collect it. This is 3 hours after I screenshotted it. In fact, I hadn't even put it on my vision board yet. I'd gone on the website, I'd screenshotted it, and I hadn't uploaded it to my website. My vision board. And I went to collect my gift, and as I opened it, I peeked in, and I knew what it was. It was the angel wing kimono, the exact one, with the exact wings, the exact length, and the exact colour. And I was just like, oh, why does this still surprise me? I just asked for it, and it was given. Ask, and it is given. We just get onto the frequency, and we don't know how it's going to happen. It just, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen, or sometimes it happens a year later. But it happens, and it happens so often. And yeah, so not believing it's possible is a killer for manifesting. Number 3 is thinking it's not working because it hasn't happened yet. So this is the old Amazon example that I just gave. Thinking it's not working because it hasn't happened yet. So to give you an example of this, I'll give you an example actually from one of my clients. I'm sure she won't mind me telling you this. Basically, one of my clients the other day was saying to me that she had like a certain amount of debt on a credit card. In fact, she has 2 credit cards, and one was like a smaller amount and one was a larger amount, and added together, I don't know, let's say it's £983. And she'd put on her vision board, because I've been coaching her and this is what we do. I'm so happy I managed to pay off all of my debts with the money that I manifested. I'm so grateful. And it was like a picture of her like this and a whole thing. And we always do it in the past tense or the present tense. It's never like, I wish to manifest, because then we've not already done it. So we're doing it as if it's already happened, always. And she'd done that. And I'm not sure, I think it was a couple of days later, she messaged me to say, Gina, you are never going to guess what. She'd had like a random check from an old job that owed her some tax, and it was the exact amount of one of the credit cards. I think it was the larger of the 2. And it was the exact amount to the pound to the credit card. And she just paid it off, and she thanked the universe, and she thanked me, and we all were very, very happy. So, yeah, but previously to that, before we started working together, she'd been trying to manifest this money, and it hadn't worked, and she'd been like, screw manifesting, and la da da da, and thinking it wasn't working. But actually, all you need to do is be persistent and consistent. Consistent or persistent? I'm not sure. Maybe both. Yes, persistent or consistent. Okay, so one thing to point out here is that some people think, and this was a question somebody asked me. It's a very valid question. Some people think that if we have a vision board, it almost steals our wholeness. So it almost, we're supposed to feel so grateful and so full and so whole now. And this is correct. This is something I teach with self-love, that when we are in this vibration, then everything else matches it. Fullness and wholeness and blah, 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 blah. However, we can still be absolutely grateful and feel so blessed for everything that we have right now. And this is the key to manifesting. Another key. Lots of keys. But we can still have a vision for our future, of course. Like, I'm so, so happy with life right now. I have so much. I'm abundant with, I feel so wealthy, and I'm not talking about money. I feel wealthy in health. I feel wealthy with my incredible friends around me, because I literally buzz off them when I see them. I feel energized. I'm so abundant and wealthy in like working with people in my work and helping people in my job and able to donate money to people more in need than me. I feel so wealthy, and so wealthy in that way, not in the way, that as well. Yeah, and I just feel so grateful. And that practice started way before I had everything. Way before. Even before, when I had no money and I'd been traveling for a year and I didn't really have a job and I didn't have a partner and I wasn't feeling that healthy. I was a bit overweight and a bit spotty. And I was like, I'm so grateful. I'm so finding things to be grateful for every single day. And that is a practice. So it's the way we feel about ourselves and the way we feel about our reality that we can shift. And by doing that, our reality shifts. So, yeah. So coming back to the Jill's question, which was, if we're creating a vision, it kind of steals our wholeness. It doesn't have to. If you feel that's what it's doing, then it is. But it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, so what else do we need to talk about? So when we have a vision, it's really, really, really strengthening to that vision to 1, create a vision board, 2, tell people. Tell people like it's already happened. So like I have a group here in Bali and we're all really into manifesting, and we will text each other and say, oh my God, my online course has just gone on sale and 88 amazing, incredible women are benefiting from it right now. And I'm so blessed and happy that they have got this content in their hand and it's going to change their life. And that makes me feel purposeful, fantastic, and so, so blessed and grateful. And this is before it's happened. So I'll send messages like that and they get it. So find a friend and you can send it to me. I love receiving this kind of thing. And also in the Infinite Self-Love Society Facebook group, if you're not already a member and you're into all this like-minded stuff, feel free to go into the Infinite Self-Love Society and make yourself a member, and you can post messages like that and we'll all cheer you on. So it doesn't have to have happened yet, but if it gives you that like feeling, this is good. Okay, so yeah, write it down, create a vision board, tell people, present or past tense. One thing to mention is be careful what you wish for. So I would never ever have something on my vision board that I didn't fully want. No, don't do that. That would not be a good idea. This is a powerful practice. This happens day in, day out, day in, day out. I see it all the time and it's so exciting. But it is possible to negatively manifest. Or not even that. But like, for example, if you want to find a new partner and you have got down, I want to meet, I don't know, a man who makes me feel like this and a man who makes me feel like this and he looks like this and he does this and he's location independent so we can travel the world. But you forgot to say that he's available. You forgot to say he's moral, or you forgot to say he's loyal, he's committed. You know, these are the things that we really, really want to get in there because we need that, or well, most of us probably want that. So yeah, be really careful what you manifest. And also, just to put that into perspective, one time I was in New York where I used to live and I was at a vision board creating party, which was awesome. And there was one girl and she was cutting and sticking. We were doing it old school style, cutting and sticking. And she had got this beautiful picture of like this beautiful lounge and like all white and like this studio thing in New York. And she's like sticking it. And as she turns it over to put the glue on, there's like a baby in a pram. And she was like, can't put that on, not even face down, because you're manifesting that. So depends how much you want to go into it, but I would not put anything on my vision board that I did not want in my life. So be very careful. Also, don't let that scare you, because the universe is always working in our favor. And if that is in your best interest, that is what you'll get, and that's all good. Okay, so, yes. So we are going to now do a little famous, very famous, wisdom meditation or visualization. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and I'm going to take you on a little journey through your subconscious and through your timeline, and we're going to find all the things that you would like to manifest. So you just sit nice and tall with a nice straight spine, so you can either have your feet flat on the floor or you can have your legs crossed like me, and just start to breathe. So closing down your eyes and breathing through your nose. Forgetting about anything that I've just been talking about. Letting go of that is firmly implanted in your subconscious now. Just breathing and being with yourself for a moment. And with your eyes closed, just start to scan your body up and down and see if you can feel any tension or if you're holding any parts of your body. And if you feel any tense parts, use your exhale breath to let it relax. And just staying here, breathing and being with yourself. And just see if you can make your body feel any more spacious by taking in more breath, by relaxing your stomach, by relaxing the little area in between your eyebrows. And if you want, you can inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and let go of tension. Keeping your eyes closed here, and just start to imagine your spirit coming out of your body and hovering above at the top of your bedroom or wherever you are now, at the top of the room where you are. And just start to visualize your own body sitting exactly as you are, thinking exactly what clothes you have on. Take a look at your own face. What does your skin look like? What does your hair look like? Just starting to activate your visualization skills. And then in your mind's eye, when you're visualizing, so you're not moving your physical body, just start to go around the back of your body and look at yourself from the back. Look at the back of your head, the back of the seat that you're sitting on. Look at the skin. And then coming back around to the front. And again, looking at your face. And then taking a few steps back and imagine like zooming out. So you're far away from your physical body. How do you look from far away? And if you find it hard to visualize, that's okay. Just imagine that you can visualize, and maybe that's enough to shift it. And if you can't, that's okay as well. Just do your best. And then imagine, if you can, changing your clothes. Change your clothes into something funny. Something silly, maybe a tutu or a football kit or something that you would never wear. And then in your mind's eye, imagine you changing your hair to an afro. And just see if you can visualize that afro. Looking at the sort of squidginess of it, almost like you could touch it. Okay, so now we've activated our visualization, and whether you found that easy or hard, it's okay. We all visualize in different ways. And now just imagine your spirit self floating back in time to about the age of 5 years old. Imagine yourself as a 5-year-old child. And you, wherever you are, imagine your house where you used to live. Imagine who was around you. What was your biggest challenge in your life then? What were you hoping and wishing for as a 5-year-old? And if you can't remember, that's okay. Just kind of imagine what you might have been wishing for. What were you trying to manifest even at 5 years old? We're all powerful manifestors at any age. And then leaving your 5-year-old self and going back in time to being a tiny, tiny baby. Arriving into this world on the first day of your life. And thinking about what you wanted to create in your lifetime. What is your purpose for being here on this earth? As your guardians look at you for the very first time and they see your face, and they're like, wow, a new little person entering this world. I wonder what they'll create in their life. Wow. Just wow, the miracle of life. And just imagine your baby self being like, yes, I'm here in the world. What will I create? What will you create? And just noticing if there's any wisdom from your baby self. What does your baby self have a message for your now self? Do they have any message? Do they have any wisdom? And then leaving your baby self behind, saying goodbye, so cute, and going forwards in time to about the age of now. So the age that you are, the exact age that you are. Is there anything in your life that you're ignoring? Is there anything you're dismissing? Is there anything you're pretending not to know? Is there anything you're pretending not to know? And just knowing that anything that comes up for you, you will remember, and you can always rewind and take notes. So just staying within yourself, keeping your eyes closed, and going deep into your own wisdom. What really lights you up now? What makes you just feel alive? Who makes you feel alive? Who gives you that tingly feeling in the tummy that we're manifesting from? What gives you that feeling? What do you need? What do you need in your life now? What do you need more of? And again, if any thoughts come into your mind, it's fantastic. Just stay with it. Just let them flow around your body, almost like they're going into your bloodstream. And then fast forwarding in your life, going through your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And if you're over 60, go into your 70s. And just staying at that age for a moment and just thinking, where will I be? Who will be around me? What are my challenges? Visualize being 60. What does your face look like? What does your body look like? What does your hair look like? And then fast forwarding a little bit more until the last week of your life, the very last week of your life. And just notice, how old are you? How old did you naturally go to? And this is no reflection of when you're going to die. This is just nice to think. How old are you? And Imagine your spirit self, so your now self, walking over to your oldest version of yourself. And just look at that person. Look at yourself as an old lady or man. Look at your face. Look at your hair. Say hello. You let your now self give your oldest self a big hug. Wow, it's so incredible to meet you. I've never even thought of you before. Never mind hugged you. Can I hug you? Wow. And just looking at that lady and knowing that it is you. And your oldest self has a message for you. She has some wisdom. She wants to tell you something. She's dying to tell you something. She's been dying to meet you to tell you this news. She whispers something to you in your ear, and she gives you some wisdom. What does she say to you? How do you feel? What does she really want to share? You spend a moment just taking in the wisdom from your oldest version of yourself. And now it's time to go. So you wave goodbye, you say thank you so much for your wisdom. And you know that you can always come back. She's always there waiting for you. She's always there with her wisdom, waiting for you, waiting to tell you. And you start to come back to 5 years from now. So your age plus 5. How old will you be? What do you look like? Take a little look in a mirror. There's a mirror on the wall. Take a look. In fact, there's a mirror in the car that you've just pulled up to your house. So I'd like you to visualize now you walking into your own house 5 years from now. You're walking up your path and you see your front door. What does your door look like? Is there any smells? Is there any tastes? Is there any feelings as you walk up to your front door? And you walk into your house. You walk in through the front door and notice if there's carpet or is it wood or laminate. And you walk in and you take a look around your house. Take it all in. What does it look like? In an absolute ideal world, when you walk into your house 5 years from now, when you've made so many fantastic choices in your life that everything you are manifesting has manifested, and you walk in and you take a look around your house, and then you start to realize that there's some other people in your house. You sense other people. Who is there with you? Are they little people? Are they big people? Are they men? Are they women? Are they old people? Are they work colleagues? Are they friends? And as you walk around your house, taking in everything, have a look at your garden. Is there a garden? Take a look. Wow, it's beautiful. Walk around your house. Notice, what does your kitchen look like? What does your bathroom look like? And then going over to your mantelpiece, the shelf above the fire, and having a look there, and there's some pictures, there's some framed photos, and there's some awards, and there's some certificates. And just take a look. This is all for you. Who's in the pictures? Who's on the awards? What are the awards for? Is your partner with you? How do you feel around that person? How does it feel to be in your house? And in your absolute ideal world, and your job, your work, your contribution is just so fantastic. It's so aligned with you and your being and your essence. What have you been doing with your time? Maybe you have to go to work today. Are you working from home? Are you getting picked up to be taken somewhere to work? Are you driving a car? Are you getting public transport? How are you getting there in your ideal world? And just taking in all the sounds, all the smells, all the feelings, all the everything. And just knowing that this is all there for you. This is all your reality in the future. But it's now. There is no time. And as you walk out of your door, on the little table by the door, there is a letter. There is a letter. It's a letter addressed to you. It's lots of little wisdom notes from your 5 years self to your now self. And you pick it up and you get into the car or the public transport and you bring your letter and you come all the way back to now, knowing that everything you have unlocked is all waiting for you, is always there. Anytime you want to tune into this, you can go and tune into this just by closing your eyes and asking. So coming back to your now self, and just breathing again. And in your mind's eye, looking at the note from your 5 years self, all the wisdom, all the tips, all the advice, just reading it through, knowing exactly what you need to do in your life for ultimate happiness and love and bliss and calm and abundance, miracles, and all the amazing stuff that you are so deserving of. You are so important as a human. You literally inspire people every day, and you will never, ever know how inspiring you are to people, to so many people. You are a leader. All these people you inspire, you lead. And just breathing and coming back into your physical body now. We've been on such a journey. Wow. Coming back into your physical body with your eyes closed. And just breathing in and out and expanding your lungs and just bringing a lot of airflow into the body. A lot of prana, a lot of energy. Just fill up on abundance. Let's make it loud. I want you to inhale all of this manifesting juiciness. Inhale it all. And exhale anything that doesn't serve you well. And do that a few times. And then come back to the now. Opening your eyes, coming back. And if you want, you can press pause here and you can write notes of anything that came to you. And when you're ready, start the video again just to finish the workshop. So in that little, quite large visualization, hopefully some things came to you, like little visions and ideas and maybe some wisdom, some thoughts from your older self or your baby self, or maybe there's something that was surprising, or even a little bit like, I don't want to think that. That's all okay. It's all okay. This is all in our mind. So take some notes, and then from that space, you can know exactly what to put onto your vision board, and put things onto your vision board that feel really exciting, really fun, really aligned, really like when you look at it, you're like, yes, this feels right. This is me. This is exactly what I want. Anytime we bring these things from our heart, so that's really what we're doing there. In an ideal world, in our heart space, this is what we would like to create. Then it's much more powerful than just, going to a magazine and being like, oh, I want an Audi TT. It's like, oh no, I really long for this connection with a wonderful man or woman, or I really long for, to have children, or I really long for this, like on my vision board. When I first did this exercise, I really, really visualized this house, and it's on top of a hill or a cliff. And the kitchen is big and white and open plan and spacious, and the garden has doors onto the garden, and it has so many flowers in the garden. When you walk out, the smell of it is like, oh gosh. And you can see the sea. It's somewhere in Europe, I don't know where, but I can see the sea, and it's dark blue, and the sky is bright blue, and it's just such a picture. And this is the picture that I have in my house of where I live, with my partner, who just makes me feel really like, oh, so loved, and I feel so loved, and he feels so loved, and we interact in this incredible way. We're just like in this incredible partnership, and we adore everyone. And our friends, when they come to see us, they're just like, wow, you guys are so aligned, and we adore you, and we feel so energized to be around you, and all this kind of thing. This is all on my vision board. So I have pictures for all of these things, just to give you some ideas. So one thing I want to say is, when we change anything in our inner world, our outer world naturally wants to change, adjust. So for example, and this happens very, very, very often, which isn't a good thing. I coach women, and maybe they don't have a lot of self-love. And when they don't have a lot of self-love, they don't have a lot of self-worth, they don't accept themselves, and it's kind of like a downward spiral. And out of that space, a lot of them have partners who are not very nice to them, or don't appreciate them, who don't accept them, who don't fully love them, don't unconditionally love them. And oh wow, there's an amazing sunset happening out the back. So what happens is, so we naturally manifest what we are, or everything's kind of like a mirror. So if we don't have much self-worth, self-respect, we'll probably attract someone who doesn't give us much self-worth and self-respect. However, if we can change that from the inside out, and we can start to feel like we are worthy, and we are powerful, and we are creators. As women, we are such powerful creators. We can create life in our bodies. Like that's the miracle. And by changing these things on the inside, everything on the outside has to change to match it. So I gave the example of men, like boyfriends, because when women expand their self-love, the man then, or the woman, it could be a woman, and same with friends, any relationships, they then have the choice, if they want to resist and carry on being mean and not loving, then that's fine, but they probably won't last very long in your vicinity, because you've upgraded, you're vibrating higher. If they then choose to step it up and upgrade themselves and be more loving, then that can still be a match. So this is what we're doing with manifesting. If we want to manifest something and it's vibrationally a high frequency, the universe then either will match it or it will not be a thing. And if it's not a thing, you'll know about it. You'll either stop wanting to manifest it, or it won't manifest, and you'll, that whole thing of being non-attached to the outcome, it isn't in your greatest good. So by you raising your vibration to the vibration of what you're trying to manifest, that's how the magic happens. So this is why some people are better at manifesting than others. So I got asked recently in an interview, Gina, what makes you such a powerful manifester? What makes you good at it? And the honest truth and the absolute key, I know I've said it about 10 times, this is the key to manifesting. This really is the key. The real key is, if you have self-love and self-worth, you will automatically be a more powerful manifester. That is because if you feel you're worthy of something, then you are. If you feel you're not worthy of it, then you're not going to get it. That's how it works. So all these shifts have to come from the inside out. So any time that you don't feel good, come back to you, bring it in, go into a little meditation and give yourself what you need. Give yourself love, acceptance, peace, happiness, joy, harmony, abundance. All these are feelings and you can give them to yourself. You can show up for yourself in any moment and just be there. Be the person you need in the world. It took me a long time to realize this. For years, I was looking at everything outside myself. I was shopping. I was looking for men to give me love. I was drinking. I was doing all the things, and actually none of that works. It's not the house. It's not the job. It's not the boyfriend. It's not the clothes. It's not the car. None of that will give you love. It might feel like it very temporarily, but then it will disappear. As soon as that disappears, it will disappear. Self-love comes from you only. Okay, so I think that is just about it. So with all this juiciness that we've talked about, go away and create a badass vision board and upgrade your life. And you can do that anyway. If you want to create a cut and stick one, like I said, if you want to create one on Pinterest, if you want to create one on Instagram on a private account, if you want to create a Facebook album, you could do it on anything. I also mentioned vision board videos are also really good and you can play them back. My friend does that all the time. I really, really hope this has served you well. I'd love to know any questions. If you have any questions for me, you can email me at gina@ginaswire.com or through my website, ginaswire.com. And what else? Yeah, get in touch on the Facebook group, the Infinite Self-Love Society. You can message me on Instagram at Gina Swire, on Facebook at Gina Swire. My book is coming out soon. I'm manifesting that, so you'll all get to read it. And yeah, just be in touch. I'm so excited to hear what manifests for you. It is all completely possible. Thank you so much. Tara Mukasey from Bali, and I will see you all soon.